in the 20s. Now this evening, as you're heading home, mostly cloudy, 48 degrees, but no weather to really slow you down on either your morning or your evening commute today. We'll take a look at that full 7-day forecast coming up in a bit. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. In a crime alert now, authorities have arrested a man they believe is connected to a stabbing that happened back in February. 33-year-old Brandon Law was arrested on the west side of the state by the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Investigators said evidence led them to believe Law was the suspect in the February 16th stabbing at the 300 block of Cottonwood Drive in Richland. Authorities say they tracked him down to a location in Kennewick before he crashed into a patrol car and fled the scene. Investigators were able to track him on the west side, and he was arrested and sent back to the Tri-Cities. Law is currently in the Benton County Jail on suspicion of assault and possession of a stolen vehicle. The Yakima Police Department is investigating a fatal shooting that killed a 15-year-old girl Friday evening. Just before 9:30 p.m., officers responded to an area near McGinnis Park, and that's in the area of North 14th Avenue and Swan Avenue. Authorities said when they got to the scene, they found the 15-year-old girl dead. They said she had been shot, and at this time, nobody's been arrested in connection to the case, but the investigation is ongoing, and the case has been taken over by the YPD Major Crimes Unit. And this is the second fatal round of teen violence in our region in a 24-hour span. And Thursday night, a 13-year-old boy died in the hospital after being shot by another teen at a home in Kennewick. While the case remains under investigation, authorities said they have talked to the teens involved in that shooting, and no one has been facing charges or been arrested at this time. And gun laws in Washington require gun owners to store weapons securely when they're not in use. If your gun ends up in the hands of somebody who it does not belong to, and that results in someone being injured or killed, you can be charged as well. A former Pasco police officer faces sentencing today for the murder of a Spokane woman in 1986. Richard Aguirre, the former Pasco police officer, was convicted of killing a woman in East Spokane in 1986. He was found guilty in December trial, and Aguirre's defense wanted the conviction to be reduced from first-degree murder to second-degree murder, and the sentencing was supposed to happen in early February, but was delayed while the judge reconsidered the motion. A Yakima man has died after a car crash Friday afternoon. Authorities said 75-year-old Ronald Young was stopped at a stop sign at U.S. Highway 12 and Maple Way Road. According to Washington State Patrol, Young failed to yield the right-of-way as another car being driven by a 35-year-old Yakima woman was going westbound on U.S. Highway 12 and was approaching Maple Way Road. The two cars crashed at the intersection. Young was taken to a nearby hospital, but later died from his injuries. The driver of the other car was also hurt and was taken to the hospital. Her condition is not yet known, and the crash remains under investigation. Washington State Patrol confirmed one of its troopers has died after being hit by a car early Saturday morning. According to WSP, the trooper was hit by a car on I-5 in Marysville just before 3 a.m. Authorities say a 32-year-old man from Linwood was in an SUV going southbound when he drove off the road and onto the shoulder, slamming into the WSP patrol car. The driver was arrested on suspicion of vehicular homicide. And the trooper killed has been identified as 27-year-old Chris Gadd. Authorities said Gadd was born in Pasco and began working for the WSP as a trooper cadet assigned to Grandview. Gadd was assigned to serve in Marysville after graduating from his trooper basic training class. And Trooper Gadd's father, David Gadd, is also a WSP trooper serving in the Bellevue area. His sister Jacqueline is currently a trooper serving with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Authorities said he's survived by his wife Cameron and daughter Kaylin. And if you would like to donate to help Trooper Gadd's family during this time, we have all the information on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. And Kitcom 911 is asking for Kittitas County voters to approve a 0.2% sales tax on the April 23rd special election ballot. This is to help them replace aging radios and infrastructure. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell toured their facility and gives us an in-depth look into why this funding is so crucial to public safety.
Most of their equipment is decades old. So old, in fact, that they have to buy spare parts off of eBay or can't replace it at all. And while they say they can do the replacement process in stages, everything has to go.
Everything from the batteries that are in the sites to maintain the power for emergency power to the actual transceivers or the transmitters that are up on the hills.
It's not just the inconvenience of batteries dying too soon or equipment breaking down.
It's not able to support the new modern technologies, the digital radio technologies that are needed for interoperability and support of fast responses and communicating with others.
Like outside agencies helping with large-scale incidents who can't communicate with Kitcom until they arrive on scene and get handed a second, older radio. They say that happened during a manhunt for a suspect last fall.
We were delayed by probably a good 24 to 48, almost 48 hours on to be able to have good interoperability communications with all the resources.
There's also coverage gaps where the radios can't reach, leaving first responders on their own until they get a signal, which can delay medical help for people with serious injuries. They've looked at other options like outsourcing some dispatch services to other counties.
But they're going to require money. So at the end of the day, we've got to fund something.
The question now, where that money comes from, and they don't want to take it from user agencies like police and fire, who would have to pay double their current rates.
A volunteer fire agency that has a very small budget, you double a $5,000 or a $10,000 number and it impacts their ability to do things, probably more significantly.
That's why they're putting a proposal on the ballot for the April 23rd special election for 0.2% sales tax in Kittitas County.
Roughly 40% of sales tax is paid by people who don't live here. And so it's a way to share the burden for something that is truly available to everybody in the county, including those who move through the county or recreate here.
The vote is a simple majority, and the impact to customers, $2 out of every $1,000 spent on taxable items. They say if it passes, they'll get to work immediately on making changes, but they'll still be dealing with a staffing shortage. Coming up next week, we'll hear from a 911 dispatcher about what it's like behind the scenes of saving lives and what they're doing to encourage more people to sign up. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, an inclusive program in the Pasco School District is looking to help special needs students in areas outside of the Tri-Cities. And looking outside, temperature is 37 degrees. That sunrise is at 6:29 this morning. We'll be back with more headlines right after this.
You work hard for your money, and now you can get money back on state taxes you already paid with the Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel, and I am hosting the Oscars 1 hour earlier this year. That's 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, and if you're on Mountain Time, I don't know what to tell you. Climb.
Jimmy Kimmel hosts the Oscars, live Sunday on ABC.
Live a life of luxury at Legends Casino Hotel during our Lux Bucks giveaway. You could win up to $5,000 every Thursday or the big prize of $10 grand and a luxury item from Burberry, Tumi, Prada, Louis Vuitton, or Yves Saint Laurent. Ooh la la! Did I just speak French? Just use your Legends Rewards card to earn valuable entries for our Lux Bucks cash, purses, and luggage. Okay, so it's not a Rolls Royce or a Chateau in the Alps, but we're just a casino in Toppenish, so cut us some slack. And play Lux Bucks at Legends Casino Hotel every Thursday in March.
Stan, you're right. The only thing better than video games
are virtual reality video games.
Especially when you're in a player versus player battle arena.
And you're right about Hollowgate being another fun thing you could do at Triple Play.
Yes, I win another round.
That makes Roy 9, Stan 3.
Epic comeback incoming.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
If I wasn't too big to fit in there, I'd whoop them both.
In life's delicate moments, turn to the compassionate experts at Tri-Cities Chaplaincy. Whether it's hospice, palliative, or grief care for adults and children, we are here for you in Benton and Franklin counties. And the best part, our grief support comes at no cost to you. When life gets tough, we're here to guide you, ensuring you live your best life, even through the toughest moments. Visit us today at tccbestlife.org.
The Washington state presidential primary is underway.
This election is really being conducted for the Republican-Democrat parties.
When is an election not really an election?
We're all paying for this.
Watch Apple Valley News Now at 5 and 6 Tuesday.
Take advantage of the tax credits you can. including the annual Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. You can get money back on state taxes already paid. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
A flight over a great little lake. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In education news, an inclusive learning program from the Pasco School District is helping every student make it to their educational finish line. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma tells us the program is about more than just helping students graduate.
The Pasco School District provides a deaf and hard of hearing bilingual ASL English program for students preschool through high school. Pasco School District Executive Director of the Special Services, Tracy Wilson, says that the program serves not only Tri-Cities students, but Bend City, Prosser, Grandview, and cities in Oregon.
It's really unique for us to have this program here, and more than half of the students that are in this program are actually residents of Pasco. So we have a large community here of students in Pasco.
Wilson says it's not only an educational program, but it helps the students feel that sense of community, a sense of belongingness, and inclusion.
So we really have a specialized staff, specialized training, and coordinate with our state resources to ensure our students have full access to not just school, but extracurricular activities and all activities that all students should be able to enjoy.
This program is personal for Wilson. She says when she first started teaching in Pasco 30 years ago, she had a deaf student with an interpreter and noticed the lack of resources at that time.
We've spent probably the last 30 years building our program, helping kids feel connected and having those resources, and not just for our deaf community, but also the teachers and the community at large in Pasco.
With the help of these resources in Pasco, last year, all 3 of their students who were a part of the program not only graduated high school, but are now in college. Reporting in Pasco, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Wilson says they plan to continue to grow and build the program. And in more education news, with the capital levy passing in Walla Walla, Superintendent Dr. Wade Smith says they are hitting the ground running. Riley Fitzgerald joins us live now in studio to talk about the progress and timeline that people can expect for those Walla Walla Public Schools outdoor capital improvements. Good morning, Riley.
Good morning, Jessica. The Walla Walla Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Wade Smith says you can expect to see equipment at Walla Walla High School as the new tennis courts and JROTC Raider course projects get started. Those are expected to be done by late fall of this year. There's also a lighting project for the baseball and softball teams at Murr Field set to start this fall and be done by spring sports season. Also, improvements to Hainer Field will start as soon as the fall soccer season is over. The field will be getting lighting, a field turf, and a field house. When it's done, it will be able to host multiple sports, and it's expected to be finished before the fall 2025 sports season. At Pioneer Middle School, the all-weather track and baseball, softball improvements are scheduled to start early next year and be ready to use that fall. Walla Walla High School's multi-sport complex starts right after the 2025 track season. There will be lights installed, field turf, grandstands, concession stands, restrooms, and a changing area for athletes. It should be done for the beginning of the 2026-27 school year. With these changes comes the potential for some new tourism opportunities. The switch to turf fields opens up a chance for the school district to host playoff games in the Mid-Columbia Conference in the future, something they can't do right now with the grass fields. We'll continue to keep you updated on these changes coming to the Walla Walla Public Schools. In studio, I'm Riley Fitzgerald. Jessica, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley. And up next on Good Morning Northwest, a powerful blizzard hit the Sierra Nevada over the weekend as the biggest storm of the season left tens of thousands of homes without power. And outside, the temperature is 37 degrees, but feels like 31. Highs will be in the 50s later today. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have that first alert full forecast. That is next.
When you feel protected under our roof, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Bundle auto, home, and life and save up to 25%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. In football, your team can have a bad season. In real life, when you are having a bad season, you can call Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. And with tens of millions of dollars collected on behalf of clients, we will find the best solution for your situation. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit us online at quantumlegal.com.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, celebrating 20 years of employee ownership with great savings, including our Owner's Choice 20th anniversary sale happening store-wide. Save now at Bi-Mart.
Meet David Silva of Athena, Oregon, an Apple Valley News Now viewer and Stacey Lee fan.
Stacey Lee covers the whole Columbia Basin, not just Tri-Cities and Yakima.
Stacey Lee, First Alert Weather from Apple Valley News Now.
She's there for all of us.
On your side.
When you feel protected under our roof, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Bundle auto, home, and life and save up to 25%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
It's a great day for fly fishing.
I like the solitude. I like the beauty of it. I like the size of the fish.
Fly the Northwest over Amber Lake.
Yeah, it's a wonderful day to fish.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next, E.T. We're rocking out with the all-star cast of Kung Fu Panda 4.
Nunchuck Hero!
And Rockin' the Block with Ty Pennington.
I love it.
Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Welcome back and good morning. Hope everyone is off to a good start on this Monday. We're about 15 minutes away from the official sunrise here in the Tri-Cities, and it is getting brighter out there. So you take a live look out of our Dust Devil Skycam in Pasco to start off your new work week. Visibility is in pretty good shape. We don't have to worry about that impacting your commute, but it is a bit cold out there. Our temperatures are down into the 20s and 30s. We're at 37 now in Tri-Cities, 29 in Prosser, 24 degrees in Yakima, 21 in Ellensburg, and 35 degrees in Walla Walla. Now we do have a little bit of a breeze out there. It is going to be another breezy day. Winds are sustained anywhere between 6 and about 15 miles per hour, and this range will expand to between 10 and 20 miles per hour this afternoon, gusting up to 30 at times. So with the breeze, when you factor that in with the actual air temperature, you get the wind chill or the feels like temperature. So these are the numbers you need to dress for as you head out the door on this Monday. It feels like 31 in the Tri-Cities, feels like 24 in Prosser, feels like 18 in Yakima, and it feels like 26 degrees in Walla Walla. Here's the big picture. All is quiet across the Columbia Basin. There are some snow showers across portions of Idaho and some snow showers lingering for the Cascades this morning, with rain showers pushing onto the west coast. Now here's the big picture. What we're expecting is the storm system offshore. Well, most of the energy is going to dive to the south today, so it'll miss us to the south. Now we can't rely on a sprinkle or a stray shower, but I think most of us will be staying dry today, and the better chances for rain and snow will be kept across portions of Oregon and Northern California. Let's talk about ththose mountain passes. If you're traveling this morning, it is snowing up in Snoqualmie Pass, so chains are required except for all-wheel drive vehicles. White Pass, it is snowing, traction tires required there. Stevens Pass, it is snowing, traction tires are advised. And Manassas, just a couple of flurries, no restrictions across that route. So as we go throughout the day today, we will see partly to mostly cloudy skies, maybe a stray shower, maybe a snow shower along the foothills of the Blues, but notice there's not a lot of green or even blue on our Futurecast computer model. So I think most of the day will remain dry, but it will be a cool and breezy day. Highs around 50 in Tri-Cities, 45 Walla Walla, 48 in Hermiston, and 46 degrees in Yakima. Tonight, there could be a few more rain showers, mixing in some snow showers overnight before tapering off tomorrow morning as temperatures drop below freezing once again. So we'll be down into the 20s and lower 30s. Here's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures will gradually moderate day to day, and we will see more sunshine as the weather pattern quiets down Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Next chance for rain will be Saturday into Sunday with our next storm system. 46 today in Yakima, 46 tomorrow, 47 on Wednesday. 50s return with more clouds by the end of the week and into the upcoming weekend. And that clock indicating that we do spring forward this weekend. 45 Walla Walla, slight chance for a snow shower today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, we keep it in the 40s, but then the 50s will return. We'll just have to wait a couple of days. Hermiston, 48 today, close to 50 on Wednesday, and we're back in the 50s on Thursday. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And in some weather-related news across the country, we go to the aftermath of that epic blizzard in California's Sierra Nevada mountains. To say there's a lot of snow to deal with is a massive understatement. Some areas were getting up to 5 inches of snow per hour at the height of the days-long storm. It closed a long stretch of interstate, stranding hundreds of cars. The snow is over now, but there's more on the way. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
This morning, stranded in the snow for hours. Rescuers working to reach drivers after the most brutal blizzard of the season swept through the Sierra Nevada mountains, dumping up to 12 feet of snow and packing wind gusts of up to 190 miles per hour. More than 300 vehicles got stuck on Interstate 80. Parts of the highway shut down for days. Officers going car to car.
We really need to focus on the people in the vehicles. Are you prepared to sit there for a while? Do you have food? Do you have water? Do you have enough fuel in your vehicle to keep the heat going?
This time-lapse video shows the eye-popping accumulation of snow since Friday. Sugar Bowl Resort near Lake Tahoe posted this image of snow piled up to the second-story windows of a building. And although this storm has passed, another one is on the way tonight. These skiers hit the slopes even though the resort was closed for the storm.
I wore my big baggy pants so that I can float, if there is an avalanche, but hopefully we'll avoid those.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
When we return on Good Morning Northwest, we're only a few days away from Hollywood's biggest night of the year. And this year's Oscar nominations are showing the Academy is taking another step towards diversity and inclusion.
6 o'clock, bogey.
Did you say burger? Because I can go for a burger.
I'm not talking about burger.
Roger that. Fire now.
Need burger? Get burger. It's back. Spicy Western Bacon Cheeseburger.
Shelby's Floral, your homegrown neighbor with worldwide connections for over 45 years. Shelby's, more than just a flower shop, specializing in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. We're unique, and we're here for all of life's occasions, all year long. Shelby's Floral at the corner of Clearwater and Edison in Kennewick. Stop by today and let our experienced designers help you with all of your floral needs. Shelby's Floral.
In 2020, we did something so drastic, we had to wait 4 years to try it again. It's the Leap Year sale at Furniture Row and everything is on sale. Shop today and find amazing deals on sofas and sectionals, deep discounts on dining sets, tables, and chairs, incredible bargains on king, queen, and kids' bedroom sets, and supercharge your sleep life with a new mattress. Plus, score no interest financing until 2029. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. But hurry, the Leap Year sale at Furniture Row ends Thursday.
Dishwasher on the fritz. Laundry giving you fits. A water heater that quits. In a world without Culligan, hard water makes life harder. Get a Culligan softener, the world's best. Put your water worries to rest.
Next Extra.
I'm coming back.
Nearly a year after his mystery health crisis, Jamie Foxx drops clues that he's ready to return to stand-up. Our weekend with Jamie talking about what's next. Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
For 600 different cigars and 120 fine pipe tobaccos, it's the Educated Cigar. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado, it's the Educated Cigar. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes, it's The Educated Cigar. At The Educated Cigar, you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage and food from the on-site bar and restaurant while smoking and viewing the big game. Family owned and operated since 1998, open 7 days a week.
Yeah! Oh boy, look at that Carl's Jr. burger. Bacon, jalapenos, beef, cheese, bacon, beef. $5 on the app? What? Another burger. Lettuce, cheese, melty, delicious pickle. You gotta be kidding. Barbecue sauce, strip, crunchy onion rings. $5? I'm burger rich. Need burger? Get burger. Yeah!
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Welcome back. Entertainment news now. Hollywood's biggest night is just days away, and this year's Oscar nominations had some high points when it comes to diversity. According to the Academy, a third of all nominees are women, a 3-year high, and 19% come from underrepresented groups. That's a small jump from last year. ABC's Tim Pulliam has more.
Overall diversity for this year's Academy Awards is up over last year. 7 out of 20 nominees in the acting categories are Black, Latino, or Indigenous artists of color, and all of them are first-time nominees. Best Supporting Actress is the most diverse acting category. Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple.
See, my sister and her husband say I can live with them as long as I please. Now, I come here out of respect.
America Ferrera in Barbie.
You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, you're accused of complaining.
And
we have Davine Joy Randolph, who's probably one of the surest things of the night, winning supporting actress for her work in the dramedy The Holdovers.
I had you guys stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
It could be a big moment for Lily Gladstone, the first Native American actress to be nominated for her leading role as Molly Kyle in Killers of the Flower Moon.
Indigenous stories that center Indigenous women clearly make a big splash when they're out there.
A historic milestone for Coleman Domingo and Jodie Foster, the first time 2 openly LGBTQ actors have been nominated for playing LGBTQ characters. Domingo with a nod for lead actor in Rustin, alongside fellow Black nominee Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction. Wright's co-star Sterling K. Brown receiving a nod for his supporting role.
This is something I have to be in because it is expanding the breadth of Black stories.
This is the first year the Academy's representation and inclusion standards kicked in for the Best Film category. The new standards aim to encourage equitable representation on and off screen. According to the Academy, a third of all nominees this year are women, 19% from underrepresented groups, and 4 of the 10 Best Picture nominees are at least partially not in English. But many believe diversity and inclusion are still lagging in Hollywood.
They are far from achieving the goal of the kind of diversity that needs to be part of the Oscars and the filmmaking community in general. More movies being made by more different types of people, more movies being celebrated at things like the Oscars. That's a long road still to go.
Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley has managed to temporarily halt former President Donald Trump's sweep of the GOP voting contest after the latest presidential primary. The White House is hosting an Israeli war minister today as it ups the pressure for a ceasefire by next week.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Indulge in Legends Casino's seafood buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we stay up to date on the latest research and we offer cutting-edge therapies. We treat a number of different conditions, specifically Parkinson's disease, stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury, fibromyalgia, diabetes. We also treat folks dealing with cognitive decline due to aging.
We all have dreams and ideas about how life is going to be, and then life happens, and it's not necessarily what we pictured. So how do we deal with that? I've lived with multiple sclerosis for years. It's realizing that it's all one system. How do you reset your goals so that you can live a happy, healthy life even with chronic illness? And I can attest, yes, you can. My life is incredibly happy.
We first start by improving oxygen utilization in the cells because healthy cells are well oxygenated. We then work towards improving areas of the brain that are inefficient, and for this we use a number of different modalities. We offer oxygen contrast therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, transcranial photobiomodulation, and our latest addition, brain high-intensity interval training.
We also build a schedule for the patient that makes it easy to adapt their game plan to their lives and the therapies they do inside the clinic. To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, just click on Volunteers Count at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, Nikki Haley has won the Republican primary in Washington, D.C., notching her first victory of the 2024 campaign. And the Biden administration is calling for an immediate temporary ceasefire in Gaza in order to release more hostages and get more aid to Palestinian civilians. Plus, meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. The time is 6:30 on Monday, March 4th. Let's check in now on your forecast with meteorologist Tiffany Savona. Tiffany, it's chilly out there, but what else can we expect?
The wind is making it feel even colder than the actual air temperature, Jessica. So we have a wind chill factor this morning, and we're looking at a breezy Monday all across the Columbia Basin. But the sun is now up, so the sky cam getting brighter and brighter. We have a couple of clouds out there, but I think a lot of us will see the sunshine to start off your Monday. Now, like Jessica mentioned, it is cold out there. It's 37 in the Tri-Cities, 32 in Pendleton, 35 Walla Walla, 24 in Yakima, 21 in Ellensburg. So a little bit colder across the Kittitas and also the Yakima Valley this morning. When you factor in that wind, this is how much colder it actually feels. So it feels like 27 in Hermiston, feels like 25 in Dayton, feels like 18 in Yakima. These are the numbers you'll want to dress for this morning. Make sure you have the heavy coat, the gloves, and the scarf, and make sure the kids are bundled up as they go outside to catch the bus. Here's what you could expect in the Tri-Cities. 30s this morning, upper 40s around noon, and then 50 degrees by 4 o'clock. Walla Walla 20s, or Yakima 20s this morning rather, 42 by noon, 46 at 4, and with that wind, it'll make it feel even colder. In Walla Walla today, we're looking at 32 degrees, 43 at noon, and 45 degrees at 4 o'clock. We will see a quiet weather pattern this week. I'll break it all down for you coming up in a bit. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And now on to the final push ahead of Super Tuesday. Former President Trump leading in all 15 states and territories where delegates are up for grabs. This as former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley hits the campaign trail looking for an upset. ABC's Ike Jachi has more.
This morning, Nikki Haley is celebrating her first victory of the 2024 campaign, winning the Republican primary in Washington, D.C., making her the first woman to ever win a Republican presidential primary or caucus.
This is the time for us to make our choice. This is the time for us to be loud and let everybody know that America is better than what we see right now.
Washington is one of the most heavily Democratic jurisdictions in the country, with only about 23,000 registered Republicans in the city. Shortly after Haley's victory, through a spokesperson, Trump sarcastically congratulated her on being named Queen of the Swamp by the lobbyists and D.C. insiders. Trump is likely to pick up several hundred delegates on Super Tuesday when voters in 15 states head to the polls, the former president barely mentioning Haley this weekend on the campaign trail.
She was going around every show, Donald Trump, this and that. That wasn't working too well.
Haley now changing course, refusing to pledge to endorse Trump should he become the GOP nominee.
So you're no longer bound by that pledge? No, I think I'll make what decision I want to make.
Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris setting the stage for President Biden's State of the Union address on Thursday, saying the choice between President Biden and Trump is clear.
Fundamental freedoms under assault. The freedom to vote, the freedom from fear, violence, and harm.
This as First Lady Jill Biden makes her waves on the campaign trail in Las Vegas, reminding voters of the influence and power women had during the 2020 election.
We are immovable and unstoppable.
The Supreme Court has indicated it'll issue rulings today, including a decision on whether Colorado can kick Trump off the primary ballot. This comes after a state court ruled him ineligible due to his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. An Israeli war cabinet minister is visiting the White House today. He's expected to talk about a potential ceasefire. The White House is increasing pressure on Israel and Hamas to stop fighting, at least temporarily. Vice President Kamala Harris is hosting Israeli War Cabinet Minister Benny Gantz today. The U.S., Egypt, and Qatar are helping work out a ceasefire deal, and the U.S. wants an agreement by the start of Ramadan Sunday. Hamas has negotiators in Cairo for talks, but Israel did not send a delegation yesterday. It says it wants more hostage details first, although Harris says Israel agrees to the deal's general framework. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the cherry blossoms are a popular tourist destination in Washington, D.C. But how do you know when the trees will be in full bloom? When we come back, we'll hear about the indicator tree the Park Services uses to predict peak bloom. And the sky looks gorgeous out there. Temperature is 37 degrees, but the highs will be in the low 50s. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more in that first alert full forecast. We'll be right back.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See, $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
US Cellular, built for us.
The leap year sale at Furniture Row is on now, and everything is on sale. Find amazing deals on sofas and sectionals, dining sets, tables, and chairs, king, queen, and kids' bedroom sets. Plus, score no interest financing until 2029. But hurry, the leap year sale at Furniture Row ends Thursday.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
For 600 different cigars and 120 fine pipe tobaccos, it's The Educated Cigar. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado, it's The Educated Cigar. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes, it's The Educated Cigar. At The Educated Cigar, you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage and food from the on-site bar and restaurant while smoking and viewing the big game. Family owned and operated since 1998, open 7 days a week.
Here are some frequently asked questions we get about Dial-A-Ride services. Is Dial-A-Ride going away? No, it is not. All Dial-A-Ride services to Tri-Cities, Benton City, and Prosser is exactly the same. Are drivers being laid off? No. If you qualify for Dial-A-Ride or want to find out if you qualify for Dial-A-Ride services, call 509-735-0160 or visit bft.org to learn more.
It's the leap year sale at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Find deep discounts on our best mattresses, like the queen-sized Buena Vista Firm, now only $479.99, plus no interest until 2029. But hurry, the leap year sale at Denver Mattress ends Thursday.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's network free for 30 days?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Test drive U.S. Cellular's award-winning network free for 30 days.
It's a great day for fly fishing.
I like the solitude. I like the beauty of it. I like the size of the fish.
Fly the Northwest over Amber Lake.
Yeah, it's a wonderful day to fish.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next live, Scott Foley and ABC News anchor Lindsay Davis. And
we're rolling out the red carpet.
for you, it's Lives After the Oscars show, March 11.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. The cherry blossom trees in Washington, D.C. are expected to bloom in a couple of weeks, and one special tree is used to predict when that'll happen. It's called the indicator tree. The National Park Service says the tree tends to run about 2 weeks or so ahead of the rest of the Yoshino cherry trees. Right now it's in stage 3, which is an extension of florets. The rest of the trees mostly have not reached stage 1 yet, but there are green buds on many of them. Using the indicator tree, the Park Service predicts the trees will reach peak bloom between March 23rd and 26th. By the way, it's unknown why the indicator tree is ahead of the rest of the trees. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a bill aiming to foster community in Washington is facing resistance in the Senate that may change the entire spirit of the bill. In current conditions, the sky looks beautiful. Temperature is 37 degrees, and that sunrise happened about 10 minutes ago. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have your first alert full forecast. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
People are switching to Spectrum Internet.
We count on Spectrum Internet and the advanced Wi-Fi to always keep us connected and protected.
It's so reliable and fast.
Ever since we switched to Spectrum Internet, our daughter's curiosity has a new spark.
Now we're saving a ton.
Amazing!
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month with advanced Wi-Fi, free modem, and free security suite for 12 months with no added taxes or fees. Save even more with our new 2-year price guarantee when you level up to 1 gig. Call 1-833-977-4999 or scan to call.
Call now.
We waited 4 years to roll out savings this big. It's the leap year sale at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Shop today and find deep discounts on our best mattresses, like the queen-size Buena Vista Firm, now only $479.99. Score a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic, or check out the Summit Queen, easy on the wallet for only $332.49. Plus, score no interest financing until 2029. But hurry, the leap year sale at Denver Mattress ends Thursday.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
A flight over a great little lake. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back. Hope everyone had a great weekend as we begin the new work week. It is a cold and breezy start, but we have a very active month ahead as far as holidays and important dates go. We're 6 days away from daylight saving time beginning. That'll happen this weekend. We'll spring forward. 13 days away from St. Patrick's Day. 15 days away from the official start of the spring season, even though meteorological spring began on Friday. We talked about that last week. And 27 days away until Easter Sunday. So the sunrise and the sunset will be affected by the time change. So the sun is already up this morning. Official sunrise was just before 6:30. This Saturday, the sun will rise at 6:19. It'll set at 5:54. But on Sunday, because we turn our clocks ahead 1 hour, the sun won't rise until 7:17. So it'll be a late sunrise going forward once we get past this weekend. But we will get those late sunsets, which is nice this time of year, 6:56. And then it'll continue to get later and later until the start of summer. We're taking a live look out of our Dust Devils Skycam in Pasco. The sun is shining. We do have a lot of clouds out there, but we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy this morning, and that'll be the case throughout the day. Temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. It's 37 in the Tri-Cities, 35 Walla Walla, 30 degrees in Prosser, 24 in Yakima, so a bit colder to the north and west across the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. Now the winds have been breezy and they will pick up even more throughout the day today. Right now those winds are out of the southwest, anywhere from about 8 to 14 miles per hour, so that makes it feel even colder as you step out the door. So these are the numbers you'll want to dress for as you step outside. So as you're getting the kids ready to head off to school this morning, make sure they have the heavy coat. It feels like 26 in Walla Walla, it feels like 31 in the Tri-Cities, feels like 28 in Prosser, and it feels like 18 degrees in Yakima. Here's the big picture. Things are quiet across the Columbia Basin. There are snow showers still falling along the Cascades, and we have some light rain pushing onto the west coast of Washington and Oregon. But this storm system offshore, most of the energy associated with it is going to dive to our south today. So that'll keep the best chance for rain and snow across portions of Oregon and northern California. And you can see that as we go through time here on our Futurecast computer model. There's not a lot of rain or even snow showing up. So we can't rule out a spotty shower, maybe even a snow shower out there, but anything that falls will be incredibly light, and I think most of the day will end up being dry. It will be on the cool side, cool and breezy side, I should say. 50 degrees for your high in Tri-Cities, 45 Walla Walla, 46 in Yakima, and 48 degrees, Toppenish, 48 in Hermiston. As we take you into the overnight period, we'll have a slightly better chance for a few more rain, snow showers developing overnight, but anything comes to an end by tomorrow morning as temperatures drop back down below the freezing mark. Tomorrow, we're looking dry, partly cloudy, more sunshine, highs around 50 degrees. So after today, weather pattern quiets down, temperatures will hold steady the next few days in the Tri-Cities and slowly rise. Our next good chance for rain will be Saturday into Sunday. Timing still uncertain at this time, but those are the days, I should say, when those rain chances are back in play. And that clock indicating we do spring forward. Walla Walla staying chilly over the next few days, and then Hermiston, we finally rise into the 50s by the end of the week. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And in legislature news, state lawmakers are rushing to pass bills before the end of the legislative session later this week. A proposal that seemed primed to fly through the lawmaking process stalled in the Senate. Apple Valley News Now's Alyssa Warner spoke with Walla Walla Representative Mark Clicker about his bill that would make neighborhood cafes a much more common sight around Washington.
Take a walk around Walla Walla and you'll find neighborhoods filled with beautiful homes, green parks, and tree-lined streets. You can find a bench to rest and take in the view, but if you want a sandwich or a hot drink and a pastry, You'll have to make it at home or head downtown. District 16 Representative Mark Clicker says the legislature could change that.
Some friends of mine over in this side of the state brought it up to me, and they said, hey, we'd love to have this little bill where you could cite a little business in an existing building within a neighborhood.
This year, he proposed a one-page bill that would require local governments to allow small cafes in residential areas all across the state.
And people want that, especially since they came out of COVID. They want that community, sense of community. They want to see each other. People want to, senior citizens want to be able to walk to a coffee shop or a little market or something that's close to them.
The proposal passed the state house with unanimous approval, but struck a snag in the Senate.
We have heard some substantive concerns from small cities that literally have like one part-time staff, no commercial establishments in the community at all, and having to stand up a program to be able to regulate these sorts of activities would be a difficulty for them.
A Senate committee changed the bill to say that cities could allow neighborhood cafes rather than that they must. One potential issue is that this bill would impose more state regulations on local governments. Representative Clicker had this to say in response.
Local control is big, but at the same time, private property rights for individuals as well is to me takes a precedent in many cases, and I believe this is one of them.
And that was Alyssa Warner reporting, so thank you, Alyssa. And coming up next, we'll have, well, it's looking as if the bill will not be passed into law this year, but Representative Clicker says he's already planning to bring the proposal back next year. And you can find more information on our website. And now we'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive.
Do you have closure?
It's the TikTok series that's captivated the nation. Who TF Did I Marry?
I'm going to tell the story of how I met, dated, married, and divorced a real pathological liar.
The 50-part post has racked up over 400 million views and chronicles Teresa Johnson's whirlwind pandemic romance, which she says was filled with love, heartbreak, and alleged deception. And this morning, she's telling her story to GMA's Robin Roberts.
Why do you think your story, has resonated with so many people?
I do think being accountable, people appreciate that, because I know I appreciate that.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of Robin Roberts' exclusive interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch, because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:51. We'll get to your first alert forecast in just a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. Starting off in a crime alert, authorities have arrested a man they believe is connected to a stabbing that happened back in February. 33-year-old Brandon Law was arrested on the west side of the state. Investigators said evidence led them to believe Law was a suspect in the February 16th stabbing at the 300 block of Cottonwood Drive in Richland. Authorities say they tracked him down to a location in Kennewick before he crashed into a patrol car and fled the scene. Law is currently in the Benton County Jail on suspicion of assault and possession of a stolen vehicle. The Yakima Police Department is investigating a fatal shooting that killed a 15-year-old girl Friday evening. Just before 9:30 p.m., officers responded to an area near McGinnis Park at North 14th and Swan Avenue. Authorities said when they got to the scene, they found the girl dead. They said she had been shot, and at this time, no one's been arrested in connection to the case, but the investigation is ongoing. And this is the second fatal round of teen violence in a 24-hour span in the region. And a 13-year-old boy died in the hospital after being shot by another teen at a home in Kennewick on Thursday. While the case remains under investigation, authorities said they have talked to the teens involved in the shooting, and no one's facing charges or been arrested at this time. Gun laws in Washington require gun owners to store weapons securely when they're not in use. If your gun ends up in the hands of somebody it does not belong to, and that results in somebody being injured or killed, then you can be charged as well. A former Pasco police officer faces sentencing today for the murder of a Spokane woman in 1986. Richard Aguirre, the former Pasco police officer, was convicted of killing a woman in East Spokane in 1986, and he was found guilty in a December trial. Aguirre's defense wanted the conviction to be reduced from first-degree murder to second-degree murder. The sentencing was supposed to happen in early February, but was delayed while the judge reconsidered the motion. A Yakima man has died after a car crash Friday afternoon. Authorities said 75-year-old Ronald Young was stopped at a stop sign at U.S. Highway 12 and Mapleway Road. And according to WSP, Young failed to yield the right-of-way as another car being driven by a 35-year-old Yakima woman was going westbound on Highway 12 and was approaching Mapleway, and the two cars crashed at the intersection. Young was taken to a nearby hospital but later died of his injuries. And the driver of the other car was also hurt and was taken to the hospital, but her condition is not known yet. And Washington State Patrol confirms one of its troopers has died after being hit by a car early Saturday morning. According to WSP, 27-year-old trooper Chris Gadd was hit by a car on I-5 in Marysville just before 3 a.m. Authorities say a 32-year-old man from Linwood was in an SUV going southbound when he drove off the road and onto the shoulder, slamming into the WSP patrol car. The driver was arrested on suspicion of vehicular homicide. And authorities said Gadd was born in Pasco and began working for the WSP as a trooper cadet assigned to Grandview, and Trooper Gadd's father, David Gadd, is also a WSP trooper serving in the Bellevue area. His sister Jacqueline is a trooper serving with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Authorities said he survived by his wife Cameron and daughter Kaylin. And if you would like to donate to help Trooper Gadd's family during this time, we have all the information on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. And KitCom 911 is asking for Kittitas County voters to approve a 0.2% sales tax on the April 23rd special election ballot. And that's to help them replace aging radios and infrastructure. Rich Elliott, the interim director of KitCom, says most of their equipment is severely outdated to the point that spare parts have to be bought off eBay. Otherwise, they cannot be replaced at all. Elliott says the decades-old equipment makes it difficult to communicate with outside agencies during large-scale incidents.
It is a cold and breezy start to the new work week, but at least the sun is shining in some spots. Pasco, one of them. We have a lot of clouds out there, but we do have enough breaks in the clouds to see that sunshine. Temperatures are currently hovering in the 20s and 30s. It's 37 in Tri-Cities, 35 in Walla Walla, 35 in Hermiston, 29 Prosser, 24 in Yakima. But with the wind up this morning, it feels even colder. So here are the wind chills or the feels like temperatures. It feels like the 20s for many of us as we start off our Monday. So those are the numbers you will need to dress for. Today, high temperatures upper 40s to near 50 degrees, partly mostly cloudy, cool and breezy. We could see those wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Can't rule out a stray shower or sprinkle today, but most of us will be staying dry. And here is what you need to know. Cool, breezy again today. A few rain may mix with a few light snow showers overnight before ending by tomorrow, and a quiet and cool week ahead before our rain chances return this weekend. So in the Tri-Cities, we're breezy, we're cool today. We'll see more sunshine Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Weather pattern quiets down. Temperatures gradually rise. We're talking about middle 50s by the weekend. That's where we should be for this time of year. Yakima 46 today, tomorrow close to 50 on Wednesday. And that clock indicating that we do spring forward this weekend. That's when our next chance for rain is back in the picture. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany, and thank you for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. Your local news is back tonight at 5, and you can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleyNewsNow.com. Have a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow.